Big battle in the AFC North as the Baltimore Ravens travel to the Dog Pound to take on the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield, the rookie quarterback that's now the starter. But quiet is kept in this division. Joe Flacco and that offense of the Baltimore Ravens have been playing some great football. So what are the keys? What are the X factors? Well, that's why we're here to find out.
Beginning with the Baltimore Ravens in this ball game, and so far this season, their ground game seems to be out of whack. Whether it's a combination of blocking or personnel or game plan, the Ravens haven't really been able to have success there as they did last season. On the flip side, however, Flacco has enjoyed much more success throwing the football this year. But in this matchup versus the Cleveland Browns, in my opinion, it's going to be imperative against a defensive coordinator like Greg Williams that the attempts are there to calm the pass rush or the rush in general. Ideally, you hope that the productivity will be there as well, as it's going to come back and bite the Ravens in the end if it doesn't. So it'll be interesting to see this week if they can run the football against Cleveland. Defensively, I look to the quarterback of the defense and linebacker CJ Mosley having to match wits with rookie quarterback Baker Mayfield. Now, Mosley is one of the best backers in the NFL and does a great job of being just a step or two ahead of the offense as far as what they're going to do or trying to do to the defense. This needs to show itself this week in the passing game, as Baker Mayfield seems to have found his rhythm and subsequent success over the middle of the field. For you fantasy football fans out there, check out my fantasy football content on The Athletic. Visit the website, theathletic.com/fantasy, and also follow them on Twitter as well at TheAthleticFF. Offensively for the Browns, the Ravens pose a unique threat to their pass protection and run blocking because of how active and relentless they are along the line of scrimmage. I always say this and have always been taught that stopping the run is about attitude and want to. Well, that's essentially what the Ravens front seven players are made of, and they have those or have that trait in spades. So the challenge this week will fall on the shoulders of the Browns offensive line and matching that level of intensity on both ends of offense. The Ravens foundation and pillars are built for pressure, and if the Browns want to make a statement in this ball game, they'll have to win at the point of attack against Baltimore. Defensively, safety Demarius Randall has been exactly what the Browns needed as a deep safety. He's got really good range, instincts, and ball skills, and that'll come in handy this week against Joe Flacco in the Ravens passing game. Wide receiver John Brown seems to be their go-to guy deep down the field, and if you're a player like Randall, having the ability to shrink space and turn the ball over, it allows you as a defensive coordinator to essentially combo cover or bracket Brown and force Flacco to go elsewhere in the passing game, taking away those chunk chances, and you get Flacco to hold the ball and he'll take sacks. He's a deep ball passer, not a good short range one, and Randall's play could go a long way in helping the Browns dictate the terms in this ball game. Be sure to check out Football Game Plan's Best Bets podcast, where our analysts Chris James, Gene Clemens, and myself will give you our best college football and NFL picks against the spread for this upcoming week. And in case you want to put a couple shekels on some games, we help you take home the loot. So subscribe on iTunes or listen on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/FBGP podcast. I like Baltimore in this one. If you're a fan of point of attack, offensive line play, and line of scrimmage play, this is the game for you. Look for a very competitive game between these two squads, but with the Ravens having a bit more ability on defense, special teams, and along with an improved offensive attack, they'll have enough to KO the Browns out there in Cleveland.
So that's it for this week's episode of Football Game Plan's NFL X Factors. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts, and don't forget to check out and subscribe to the Football Game Plan Network located at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And always remember to subscribe on iTunes to Football Game Plan Podcast and leave us a 5-star rating.